Well, hey, neighbor, it's me, Angie. Come on in. This is our live neighborhood chat. Yeah, I didn't put up a I thank y'all for coming and visiting me today. I'm glad y'all were here. And I'm going to have to tell you all that I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I will have my neighborhood. Hey, 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 it's me, Angie. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome. How are y'all doing today? Oh my gosh, I am running like a chicken with my head cut off trying to get in here. I woke up at 7:30, so I thought I had plenty of time. It looks like I'm slow, like it's pausing, that I'm not coming through clear. But today's weather is beautiful, so I don't know what the deal is. Um, welcome, welcome, my twin. I'm so glad to see you. Glad you're here, my beautiful mod. And Susanna, I don't know how many people we'll have today, which is fine. I may go live another time. I don't know. It just depends on how this one turns out. I got to get a better. I just had so much going on. Like yesterday, James and I had an appointment that we had to go to. So I couldn't go live yesterday. Tomorrow, Josie and I are having our calm before the storm live. So I didn't want to go live tomorrow and us have our show. Um, that's at 6 p.m. Central Time, uh, 4 Pacific, because she's 2 hours behind me. She's in California. It usually takes a few minutes for people to come in. So I'll just wait and see who all comes in, Claudette. And if we don't really have a lot of people, I will try to come back at a later time, which is not that big of a deal to me. I have a lot to do, but I love to spend time with you all. Here lately, James and I have had, actually, he goes back to work tomorrow night after being off 2 weeks. He took off for the concert we went to, and he took off for that. So he was actually supposed to work that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that week of the concert, but he took off that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And the way his schedule falls is he was supposed to originally work uh, those 3 days. And when he took them off, that opened up 10 days because he had, after those 3 days, he was going to have 7 days off. So that opened 10 days for him to be off, besides the other days that he had been off up to the concert. Anyway, it's very difficult to explain if you don't know shift work. You know, you can take a couple of days of vacation and have an entire week or 10 days off, depending on how your schedule falls. Um, I am so glad that you joined us, Susanna. If you're still here, thank you for coming. But I put out my video. It didn't upload to this morning. I started uploading that video at 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. It did not upload until early this morning. Y'all, I don't know what I'm gonna do with AT&T. They, oh my gosh, they are awful. Their internet in this area. Now, in your area, it may be great, but in my area, it is awful. And I was wanting that video to come out before today. Um, no, no more. The only provider that we have that we could possibly get is called Starlink. Is it? No. Which we want to get what Elon Musk offers. But what is that other one? It's a little small internet, and actually AT&T, they bootleg off AT&T. This little company I'm talking about, it may not be Starlink. I cannot remember the name of it. But they kind of bootleg off AT&T, so you're just basically getting AT&T anyway. What it is they're trying to bury the optic lines underneath the ground, because right now they're on the power lines. Well, ours is so old and they need replaced on the power lines. Well, they won't replace them because they want to wait till they can bury them under the ground. They don't want to pay double, financially to get our internet working correctly. Nobody wants to put out any money, like AT&T needs the money. You know what I'm saying? AT&T they're like everybody other company. They're money hungry. That's all it is. But so on my video, I talk about James and I going to the funeral home yesterday and finding out about pre-arranging paying our funeral so our children won't have to deal with that when we pass. It was the strangest thing because we had originally said we was going to do it after the first of the year, 2026. And this man calls on the phone, and at first my stomach just, oh my God, my heart just fell in my stomach, because he said, Miss Smith, this is Mr. Ketchum from the Riverwood Funeral Home. And all of a sudden, my stomach just dropped. I was like, do they have my dad there? Something happened to somebody else in my family. Why are you calling me at home? His next word was, the reason I'm calling, now don't get upset. It's not anything bad. I'm like, you should have led with that. You should have led with that instead of, going on. But he was offering a discount on prepaid funerals. And I listened to him, and James was here, but he didn't know James was here. And we were both listening to what he was saying, and he was wanting us to make monthly payments. I was expressing to him that I didn't want to do that. I mean, unless I have to. But the way James and I, in our mind, we're thinking we just want to go ahead and pay cash for both of it. But the reason we went was because we wanted to see the price, because we know the price of what it was when his mother passed away a few years ago. And we wanted to see how high it had increased from the time his mom passed away until now. Because, funerals are always increasing. Always. So we were trying to get some numbers on, okay, so we wait till January. How much money are we going to have to put out in January for both of our funerals to be paid for, so our children will not have to worry about not them taking care of it financially, but just have to worry about dealing with all the paperwork and all the hassle and all that. We just want them to be able to go into the funeral home and greet people, and it's going to be hard enough without them having to deal with the business part of it. Let's just put it like that. So we go in, the gentleman would go in this room. He is actually a preacher. but we do realize that he's getting a cut of whatever you decide you're going to take out, you know? And so we go in this little room and he starts showing us caskets and this one looks this way. What price range are we looking at? You know, just your basic, yeah. And as far as James and I are concerned, we can be buried in a box. But originally, and I hadn't decided not to do this, but I wanted to be cremated. But I had never asked James what he really wanted. You know, I didn't ask him if he wanted to be cremated or if he wanted to be buried. And I do want us together, you know, but I've never really asked him about it. We won't need caskets. Well, if I get cremated, I won't need them. But this man at the time, hey Johnny, how are you? Welcome in. This man at the time didn't know what my wishes were about wanting to be cremated. You know what I'm saying? So he starts telling us, showing us caskets and breaking down what all they pay for on the initial funeral. You know, from the time you get there to the casket to the spray that goes on top to giving the pastor some money, to which they don't pay. Well, yeah, they do. You can pay to get your grave dug. You know what I'm saying? Where before, back in the day when my grandparents passed away, I have my wish to be cremated and not service. I have my reasons. That's so long. That's a long story. Yes, that I want to be cremated also. But I had never really asked James what he wanted. I didn't really know what his wishes were. So then he comes in with the funeral home digs the grave now. But before, when I was growing up, we had members of our family that would dig the grave, and it used to cost like $300 if the funeral home dug the grave. You know, years ago when my grandparents passed away, it was like $300. Well, now it's $450, which James and I do have a spot where we're members of a church that we do have a plot that we can be buried at that church. I mean, we do. Um, hey, Uni, welcome in. I know this is kind of a strange topic to be talking about, but so anyway, we're sitting in front of this man. James and I are, listening to what he says about, you know, what all they offer, and then of course you can get extra things. So James and I were just going along with, okay, let's just say that we wanted to have a funeral and no service to have, not going to waste the money for all that. I'm going to be put with my urn, going to be put with my mother and her plot. There you go. See, I figured if James wanted to get uh, buried and I wanted to be cremated, that my ashes could go in with him. You know, that's what I originally thought, but I don't know how hard that is in Mississippi. I don't know how difficult that is because I think it varies from state to state. I'm not really sure on that. Well, the whole time the man's speaking, I'm thinking, why do I want to come in here and start monthly payments on this when I'm originally going to come in here in January, pay cash for two funerals that is not going to be a service fee, any interest on a note, nothing, and you're trying to get me to take out notes on setting this up. Well, what he was trying to say was it's a discount now, like they were going to save us $1,700 on each funeral. And let me tell y'all, we didn't pick the highest, greatest funeral, and we didn't pick the lowest. It was kind of the middle. And it was before the discount, it was like $12,000 a piece. But after the discount, it was like $9,900. Just say $10,000. Okay. So I think James's mama's funeral when she passed away was like 7,700 is what I'm thinking. I'm not really sure. And that's not even talking about the headstone. I mean, we're not even talking about headstone or anything. We're just talking about your basic funeral. Hopefully, I can have a celebration of life while I'm alive. I see more and more people going that way. Yes, they're sick. Yes, they're sick, but it's a much better. Oh, I would love to have a celebration of life. I mean, I would love that. I mean, to me, that is the way to go. I'm like Johnny. You don't have to give me a service. And honestly, I would want it to be a private service that only family members came. I wouldn't want this, you see some of these people, and I have to admit my grandparents were one of them. They knew so many people um that they had people come to their, the funeral home to view them. I'd rather nobody view me. I mean, why do I want you looking at me? Well, it's not really me, but my body. I've never really liked viewing. For years, I would not even go in there, the room where the body was. I don't even know if I've been in a room where the body was after my brother died. Maybe my brother in law. I just can't remember. Well, I know my grandmother. But to me, I don't get that. I don't, I mean, if you choose that, I mean, that's good for you. Um, I have too many friends that, hold up, that would be upset not able to be there. I don't like open casket. No, like I said, I want my friends. When I mean close people, that would include close friends. But I mean, just somebody that you went to church with that you're not very close to, or somebody you work with that just knew you because you were employed there. I mean, that's not necessary. I don't expect you to come to my funeral. I don't. It's neither here nor there to me if you do or not. I don't think it's disrespectful if you choose not to come. Um, but anyway, he goes through this whole scenario of breaking it down. I want y'all to know. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all this. The monthly payment for both of our funerals, the monthly payment now was going to be $334 every month. That's some people's car note or truck note or house note or rent or whatever. Just thinking, why do I want to pay or get into a payment when I'm planning to come in here after the first of the year, which will probably be February, and give you cash money, which I will not be charged a service fee, interest, anything like that, or a penalty for paying it off early. It seems to me that he kept saying, well, if you pay it off within 6 months, it's something like you're not going to be charged anything. Well, you're going to be charged a fee for paying it off early, and you're going to be charged interest. They leave that part out. I just look at James and I said, well, logically, it doesn't make sense to me to come in here and set up payments for our funeral when we're planning on paying it off. Paying it cash in January. It looks like we'd be giving them money. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, it's pure robbery because they know they can change whatever they want. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess they have a minister that does it because they think people are going to trust a minister or a pastor or someone or a clergyman. But I'm here to tell you, I've lived long enough to know that those people that are in the ministry are just as human as I am. And okay, they wipe their hiney the same way I do from back to front or front to back. And I know they make mistakes just like I do. Just because they're a minister or a preacher or a clergyman doesn't mean they don't lie, they don't steal, they don't take advantage of people. I mean, come on, we're all human, you know? So I don't know if they thought that was going to sway people. And in some cases, it might. It might sway someone to, take out this supposedly, and has done many of our family members. Yeah, yeah. Now, not all ministers and clergymen and pastors, not all are bad. I'm not saying that. But I'm here to tell you they're just as human as we are. You know, some people put their preacher and pastor up here, like they put them like on a pedestal. I've never done that. I mean, I'm thinking, which I've never disrespected that position either. You know what I'm saying? I've never disrespected it, but I've always made my own decision. It wasn't based on the fact, oh, there's a preacher that's presenting this. It's got to be correct. Oh, you've known her over 40 years. Oh, I would say that was pretty legit. But so after we listened to him, and I wrote down some numbers because I want to be able to see in February how many hundreds of dollars that it's uh went up, because you know how they tell you, oh, it's going to go up in a few months. You're going to wish you had taken this price. Uh, trying to pressure you to take out the installments, and which I'm this way. I don't want a note. I don't want to have to worry about paying something every month. Like having to remember to pay it. I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, I just look at James and I give him the look like, we're not doing this. Which I already knew that he was already thinking that we're not doing this. We're not taking out this, whatever he wants us to take out. Because really, you're not saving $1,700 on each plan, because you're going to have interest. You're going to have, if you pay it off early, you're going to have a fee for paying it off early. If you're gonna have a processing fee, fee, just like it does in banks. You have fees everywhere when you go into a bank and they act like they're giving you something. They're not giving you anything. Believe me, I worked in a bank for 10 years. I can't imagine how bad it is now. But so the man just looked really shocked when we told him, no, we're not going to do it. I mean, he was like literally in shock. And he said, well, can I ask why? Why wouldn't you go ahead and do it and just come in after the first of the year and pay it off? Uh yes, exactly. Exactly. And hey Lena. Oh, thank you, Lena. Please keep us updated on Shadow. I'm praying for Shadow. I bless her heart. I know that heart problems can be, oh my gosh, they can be bad. And if her heart rate is running as high as you're saying it is, oh my goodness, that bless her heart, she is having a time. And it will exhaust you too. I mean, your heart rate stays that high so often. I mean, it will make you feel really tired. Um, so hey Susie Woozy, what you doing? How are you? We're talking about funerals, Susie. uh James and I went yesterday to set up well, we're not we had planned to go after the first of the year and pay our funerals prepay them so our children wouldn't have to deal with that. And we got a call from this person from a funeral home saying, would we come in? And they were giving a discount on funerals if you would listen to their, pitch your funeral. And so James and I just went to see what they had. But I told the guy on the phone, I said, we already have planned to come in after the first of the year and just pay it out. Just pay our funerals out, which we wanted to know what the going price was for a funeral nowadays, which it looks like it's about $12,000. Not for the most expensive, not for the cheapest, but the one that's in the middle. It looks like about, I'd say after everything's said and done, it's close to $12,000 a piece. So you're looking anywhere from 22,000 to 24,000 for the both of us. Cardiologist thinks it may be cause for pain from gallbladder because it goes down when she lays down. Now she won't eat. We are trying to get her ultrasound before Monday. Oh, are they going to take her gallbladder out? Is she going to have surgery on her gallbladder? Or can they do surgery on her gallbladder? Ella. There's my girl. She has gotten moved. I cannot wait. I didn't go into the sale this morning. I hope they're still on when I get off my live. I want to see her new place. I'm so excited that she got moved, and I cannot wait to see it. I know she's tired. She has got to be tired. Nobody likes to move. Oh my gosh, I don't even like to move my furniture around. What can I say? But I'm sure it's beautiful. I know she's so happy that she got moved. I had to leave as my pallet came in when I was live. Oh, I can't wait to see what you got in your pallet. I've saved some money. Y'all, I have to share this with y'all. I know I'm going off track. All right, so every month I know you are, Ella. I know you are exhausted. I cannot even imagine. Oh, I cannot even imagine. Maybe this will be the last time you have to move ever. And until they move you out head first or feet first. You know what I mean? So I give myself an allowance every month. And I put it in a certain account for me to go to auctions on online. All these auctions I go to, I have X amount of money. Okay. And once that money is gone, I don't go into another account that James and I have to order off auctions. If I don't have it, I just don't buy on auctions. Well, this month I cut it like really, really close. I spent my money faster than what I wanted to spend because usually it lasts me an entire month. But this time it did not. So when I would go into auctions, I wasn't buying that much because I knew I didn't have but just a certain amount of money left. And which James wouldn't have said anything had I went into another account, and he wouldn't. But I don't want to get in a habit of spending that money. We used to go back and forth with after it ends, but this last Sunday I was I know, Ella. I knew you were moving. I knew, but it comes on tonight, girlfriend. Comes on tonight. It is going to be good. Ella and I have been going back and forth with Big Brother. We love Big Brother. I told Ella she needs to try out for Big Brother. Ella would be wonderful with Big Brother. I would love to see her on that show. I would love it. She would go far. Ella would go a long way with her personality and she would just go a long way. But anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Y'all help me remember, what was I talking about? I'm losing it. But about the money, about me taking money out. So I figure, if I got to stay within budget, because if I start going over that amount of money, then I'm going to start abusing me being disciplined in how much I can spend. Because I don't want to start saying I got an open check that I can I can spend as much as I want anytime I want. I don't want to get to that point. But during the time I start buying Christmas, I do go a little bit past sometimes what I budget myself for the month. I go over that because I find something for the grandbabies or something for one of the children or something for James. I have went over on that. But during the rest of the year, I try to stay within the amount of money that I put aside to spend on auctions for that month. So I've been like really scraping by with the auctions because of me being low on my budget fund. So James comes in the other day and he's like, I know you said you didn't want to spend any more money on the auctions, but I'm going to put a little bit in your account just in case you see something that the kids might want for Christmas. Or, he said, I know it's not long before Christmas. So he put a little bit in there. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I really wanted him to do that because, uh, that could be dangerous. But anyway, that's where I lie on the money for the auctions, which I buy most of my stuff for Christmas from the people online because I want to support them. I want to support the small businesses and things like that as much as I can. And I mostly do, especially since I started YouTube and going to auctions and everything. Uh, so the funeral home deal, I've talked about it. I know we all don't like to talk about that day coming, but we do have to prepare for it if all possible. We told both of our children what we were doing. They were like, "What? What are you doing?" Oh, and the man, let me tell you what the man said. I see here and where he got our information from, because we asked him, like, who gave you our name? And he kind of him hauled around. I don't know if they have a list. I don't know. But he assumed that we were both in good health because of our age. So when he called, he was talking about y'all are both still in good health. I said, no, you would be wrong. I said, because I don't want to deceive you, because when you see me, I'm in a wheelchair and I'm wheelchair bound. So I don't want you to get this look on your face like you've been deceived and I haven't told you that I have physical and medical problems. Oh, get this. So if you took out, what they really wanted you to do was take out a 7 to 10 year installment plan on your funeral. Can you imagine? 7 to 10 years? Lord. And which they would pay it off if you were healthy. If you got it one day and you passed away the next, your funeral would be paid for. But if you had health issues, depending on your issues, you would have to live 1 year or 2 years after the policy was taken out. So I joked around with the man. I said, looks like I got to live 2 more years, like that, if we were going to do it like that. And I said, so I got to live 2 more years before you all would actually pay my funeral off if I pass away within those after the 2 years. And he kind of looked at me like, yeah, this lady knows what I'm talking about. She is picking up what I'm putting down, but she's picking it up through my eyes, not the way I want her to see it, but the way I'm presenting it. And I'm trying to talk real fast so they won't pick up on all these little things that I know that's going to happen. Now, see, James could have got it instantly because he don't even go to a doctor. He don't, he has a little aches and pains here, but he is not I mean, which he could go before me, you never know. But oh yes, that's how they get people. Yes, exactly. But I've been around the block a few times, and I uh have seen things. That's what age will do to you. A wisdom to me is so very important. And young people, they don't understand. Don't get in a dispute with an elderly person, because 9 times, no matter how much knowledge you have, the older person is going to have the wisdom. Number one, we have patience, that we can wait. Number two, we're not afraid of failure. Young people are so afraid of failure. Okay, we're not afraid to lose. I mean, you might as well not play the game if you're afraid to lose. I mean, don't even play, because sometimes you're going to lose. But just think of the times you're going to win. You know, um, I'm that type of person. I take chances. Now, James, he hasn't always been that type of person. He's better now than he was when we first got married. My cousin Bo and I, especially when we go to the casino, we take risks. And in order for you to win big money, you got to take big risks. No risk, no reward, you know? But Lisa and James are, they like, oh, I don't want to play that much money. I don't It only takes one spin to hit big, okay? It only takes one spin. Hey, Mark or Mike or both of y'all. Hey, Michael. I don't know who it is. Waiting for the wisdom. Oh, I'm sure you have a lot of wisdom. Oh, I don't know if you were in here when we were talking about funerals and prepaying for them, but we just went through that whole ordeal. There's my sassy Mary. How are you doing, girl? I have been thinking about you. Oh, that's wonderful, Sassy. I can't wait. Lincoln is going to get a haircut today. I love it when he gets that little boy haircut. He doesn't like it. Brent has to hold him in his lap and let the barber do his hair. Uh, y'all check out some of these channels. I know y'all know all of them. Mark and Michael's two old guys vintage. They're wonderful. I love those two old guys. They're amazing. They make me feel so good. Oh, you finally got out of the house yesterday? Awesome. I got out of the house yesterday too. Um, but like I said, we were just doing the funeral thing, so our children will not have to deal with that when we pass away. Not that we're planning on expiring anytime soon, but you never know. But we had a bad experience with James's mom passing, and it was left up to James to handle everything, and it was just so bad. I felt so bad for James. I mean, he has a brother and a sister. They help with nothing. They help with nothing. And James had to do it all himself, which I helped him. I mean, I picked out his mom's clothes. We picked out the flowers that went on top of the casket. I mean, they helped with nothing. So after we got through with that ordeal, it was like, we do not want our children to have to deal with this. We do not want our children to have to deal with all this paperwork, running around trying to get things done. No. The more we can take care of now, the better off they will be. So that's what we're going to do after the first of the year, is just go in and prepay for our funeral, which locks it in at that price. And if no matter how much it goes up, we have already prepaid for it. I mean, it doesn't matter how much it goes up, it's paid for. Um, so that in itself is good. But my mother had everything planned and paid for before she passed. Yes, that's exactly what we want to do. I mean, after that horrible experience with James's mother, uh, we just had made an agreement that we were not going to put our children through that. We were not going to do it. Plus, we have written down other things that we want them to know after we pass, like where accounts are and different things here at the house where they are, things that we want to go to them, things that we want to go to our grandchildren. Uh, you know, the rest of it you can just give away, throw away, put put it outside, burn it, do whatever you want to do. Sell the house, divide it between you and you two, sell the vehicles, all that. We have all that written down. I told Mark, fry me and dump my ashes in the garden. Oh, see, that's one reason I do have a desire to be cremated. I really do. I don't know why, because I don't know anybody in my immediate family, like my grandparents or anybody like that, that's ever been cremated. It was always a funeral. You go to the viewing, and then the next day you have the a viewing again. Then you go to the church, and all this stuff. Which the guy did say that they would treat it just like a funeral until after it's over with. Hey Josie, how are you? That reminds me, Josie and I have our Calm Before the Storm show on my channel tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific time. She is on the West Coast. They're running out of ground space to bury people, so cremation makes more sense. Well, I watched this documentary on the embalming fluid that they put in bodies seep into the ground, which is dangerous for the water system. And me thinking the reason I have what I have is through our water. This plant over here by my house, they dump their waste on their ground and it seeped into our water. And that's why I have this autoimmune disease, is because of that. So anytime I see something that talks about seeping into the water system and affecting others, I tend to, wake up. We need to make a go bag. I have a cemetery plot, but it's like 300 miles from here. We have a plot at the church where James and I are members. We do. We have a place to be buried. Um, but I'm not sure that's what I want now. You know. But after talking to James and not really sure if he kind of acted like he didn't want to be cremated. Um, I figure if nobody wants to come around when I'm alive, I sure don't need them to come stare at me when I'm got. Yeah, I'm with you, Michael. I am with you on that. Amen, brother. You preach it. Um, but honestly, I just want to tell y'all this. I'm not a person that goes to cemeteries and leaves flowers and things like that, because in my spirituality, I know that person is not there. I mean, that's not where they are, you know? And I don't put down on people that go and do that. I think that's great for you, but I've never been one to go and leave flowers and sit there and talk and do all that, because I feel like I can talk to the person wherever I am. I don't have to go to their graveside to speak to them. I don't judge anybody that does that. I just don't feel like that's for me. Hey Pamela, how are you? Welcome in. Uh, I I don't know. I just don't. The person's not there to me. I mean, they're in my heart. They're in the spiritual world. They're not still in that grave. That's not what I believe. You may believe different. But and another thing too, it was kind of weird because I'd always talk to my grandmother when she would talk about writing down her wishes for her funeral. I'd always get kind of like, stop doing that. Don't do that. That's eerie. Well, now I can completely understand because it's not eerie to me now. You know what I'm saying? It's not eerie to me at all because I feel like um last time we went to the cemetery was so I could introduce Mark to my parents and grandparents. Now, see, I can see that. I can see that, like going and showing it. That I understand that. That I completely understand. Um, yeah, that was nice. That was nice. But see, I'm at the point in my life now, which I don't think I've ever been afraid of death. Death does not scare me at all. It I don't have any fear of it. I know that sounds strange, and it sometimes I think, should I be hesitant about it? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want the pain of having to suffer a long time before I cross the bridge. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just want to go to sleep one night and not wake up. That would be perfect. That's what my grandmother, she just fell over and it was all over with. But and that was her dying wish because she had seen my grandfather suffer years and years and years in a nursing home and she did not want to do that. And so if that could happen to me, I would love it. I feel the same way. My parents are not in the cemetery. They moved to a better neighborhood in my mind. Yeah. Now I think it's respectful if you want to take flowers, put flowers on there. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. That's just not me. My brother passed away in 1991. Matt was 7 months old, my oldest child. Devastation. I mean, that was the most devastating thing for my brother to pass away that I had that I had up to that point that I had ever dealt with. It was my only brother. He was 18 months younger than I am. You know, he was 18 months younger. Bye, Michael. Love you. Have a good day. Thank you for dropping by. Tell Mark to have a good show. Love him. Talk to y'all later. Um, so that was the most devastating thing up to that point in my life was my brother passing away. And I think I may have been back maybe twice since that time. But to me, he's not there. Now, I know I went back when my stepdad passed away because my stepdad is buried right next to my brother, which was his son. And so I know I went back then, maybe twice, but it's not that I don't love and care about my brother. I miss him every day. But to me, he's just not there. He's not at that place. So, anyway, Josie and I, our show is tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really good. We're going to talk about the differences that we have between all of us. That it could be some deep conversation, and I'm hoping the chat doesn't get out of whack, which I never have had that before. It's not going to be on a a subject that we all differ on, you know, because a lot of us different on politics, a lot of us differ on religion. I mean, we may skirt around that, but it's not going to be specifically about those two topics because you can get people really unhinged when you start talking about those two things. I mean, they can get, I mean, just way, way off kilter. You can upset somebody really fast with that. So it's not going to be like that at all, but it's going to be good conversation. I know Josie's probably looked into what she wants to talk about. I know I have some good points that I want to bring. So y'all make sure y'all show up for that and really share it out and so people will show up. But the next thing I have so much to talk to y'all about. I'm just doing this, this, this. Um, so yesterday, and I said this on my video that I put out that was supposed to come out yesterday and not early this morning. Oh my gosh, that aggravates me. So I went into this live chat of this channel that is not a reseller, okay? They don't resell. Yeah, I do go into chats that do not resell, but it's not many. And this girl, she has the most. You ever been around somebody that their laugh makes you laugh? I mean, she has the most. If I can say a pretty laugh, she has a pretty laugh. Like it's contagious. You just get so tickled because that person gets tickled. Well, she got tickled at me because we were talking about flying in an airplane. Um, People were saying, I don't really want to fly. I don't trust being in the airplane these days. And I put in the comments, I said, well, the next time I fly, it'll be when the Lord raptures me. That's the next time I'll be flying. Girl, I thought she was going to lose it and fall off her seat. She went to laughing so hard because I put that comment in there. And she was like, Angie, I know you didn't. I know you didn't. I'm gone. I'm out. I cannot believe you put that. And she just went to chuckling really, really loud. Well, then I got tickled. I mean, I was so tickled. I was like, and James and I were in town. And hi Jennifer, how are you? And James was listening to it too, as I was listening to it. And he could hear her laughing. And I mean, she was chuckling because I had made that statement. And she said, girl, who could have come up with something like that? You know? And I said, well, it's the truth. I don't plan on flying anywhere until I get raptured. I'm not going to get in a plane. Well, it's not because I'm afraid, it's just my disability. I'm afraid I'd be cramped in the seat. I would start hyperventilating or have a panic attack. I couldn't get to the restroom very easy. It would just, especially on a long flight. Now, I could probably do 2 hour flight one way and I'd be okay as far as the restroom. But if it went like a 6 or 7 hour flight, I couldn't do that because I wouldn't be able to get up and go to the restroom like normal people do. I don't know how they do that on a plane with handicapped people. I don't know. I've never been handicapped flying. I don't know. And so she got tickled about that. Well, then we got to talking about our past. What things we did in our past. And people in the chat that knew me were like, "Oh, it's me, Angie. I had no idea." Like they thought I was perfect or something. Hey, Leon, welcome in. Good to see you. Um, like they thought I was perfect, and I had always been, which I never want to portray that I am perfect. No way. I do not want to portray that at all. Don't want to be, never will be. I mean, no. There was only one perfect person that walked this earth, and it is not me. But they were like, you did that, you did this, which it wasn't nothing I thought was major. Like, I've drank in my past, I've partied, I've never been a drug addict, but I mean, I've tried uh, the new thing that's going around that people use for pain. Didn't really care for it, but I mean, I tried it. So, yeah, I've lived. I'd like to fly to Hawaii or Europe, but if it's driving distance, I'd rather drive. With having two dogs, I'm probably going to stay grounded. Yes. I'd rather drive too because that way you can stop and start when you wanted to and spend the night somewhere. It would be under your choices, not the airline. You would be under their what they do. So, you know, So the video that I did on yesterday was about, we all have a past. Now, I believe that our mistakes make us better if we learn from them. We're out. There she is. There's my sister, Christina. I have missed you so much. Welcome in, sister. Um, our past makes who we are today. Well, my past makes me who I am because I have felt pain, I have had failure, and I know what it means to make mistakes, and I've learned from them. But I also believe you should use your failures as stepping stones for not only your learning, but maybe somebody else could learn something from it too. I don't think you should be telling your past and it not benefit anything. I think it should be told in a way that it would allow someone else to learn from it, you know, and let them know that hey, they're not the only one. Um, I'm hoping to make. I don't get that. Um, that it's okay to make mistakes. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes. Now, when I was a teen, did I do in my 20s what I did as a teenager in high school? No. In my 30s, did I do what I did in my 20s? No. In my 40s, did I do what I did in my 30s? No. Each decade of my life, I did different things and learned from different experiences. And I think that's what we're supposed to do. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm about to tell you. I have a cousin that is still trapped in the 70s. Oh, nice. A comeback. The asylum. Welcome in everybody. So I feel like speaking of my cousin that's trapped in the 70s, okay? He wears the headband like Willie Nelson. He still dresses in 70 clothes. And he's in his 60s, okay? And he hasn't quite managed to go forward. And well, actually, his wife committed unalive. And he hadn't got over that. That just stopped him right there in his tracks. And he hadn't been able to get past that. So he's still living back there when that happened. And he hadn't been able to come forward. And he doesn't realize that it's 2025, that all these years have passed by. I mean, they had a son together. His son is an adult now. His son has a son. You know, he doesn't realize all that has happened. Time has gotten away from him and he's stuck, you know. And it's sad to me that people get stuck at a certain period in their life that they can't seem to get over the hump, which I understand it. It's just sad. I had a cousin of mine that her son, he was in an accident, something happened to him. He fell off the back of a truck and hit his head, and he didn't make it. And she was stuck in the 80s. She didn't ever realize that it was time was going on for everybody else, but she relived that day every day of her life. She relived it every day. And up until the day that she passed away, she relived it. She could not get past it. But I'm saying if you don't have a tragedy like that and you just decide, hey, I'm not going to grow up, there are people like that that just decide, I'm not growing up. I'm not going to take on responsibility. I'm going to be a 20-year-old the rest of my life, or I'm going to be a teenager the rest of my life. And they choose not to do anything with their life. To me, that's an injustice, and that is sad in itself. But I think they're missing out because each decade that I have lived, I have learned a lot of lessons. I mean, a lot of lessons. That's where wisdom comes in. You know, if you don't follow the years that you have, then you're not getting wiser. You know, uh, some people get stuck in the look they fell track. Yes, exactly. I agree, Susie. Now, I didn't realize this. This is a confession. I am going to confess something. I never thought I was vain. Okay? I never thought I was a vain human being. I always liked to dress good, have my makeup just right, have my hair right. I mean, this is when I was out in the working world. I wanted to look really nice, but to me, that's not vain. That's just wanting to present yourself nice, you know? Well, since I've been in a wheelchair and I can't, and I've gained weight and I can't take care of myself like I used to, for instance, I can't reach, okay, I'm going to confess, I cannot reach my legs and feet for lotion, to put lotion on them, which irritates me to no end. So when my nurse comes, which they're not going to always come, and then James was doing it, she uh takes the wraps off, which they have not put the wraps on anymore. And she takes this lotion that they have ordered. And she, first of all, can y'all believe this? She takes soap and water and she washes both of my legs and feet. Can y'all believe that? And then she takes lotion and puts lotion all over my feet and legs and all that, which I love that because I always used to get a pedicure, a manicure. I always, the hygiene was so very important to me, and it still is. It's a struggle for me now to do it in some areas of my life. And just like I was talking about the lotion, but I never thought I was vain. But I look back now and think, I might have been a little vain. You know what I'm saying? But really, I wasn't. I just wanted to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? And I always enjoyed that. You know, looking presentable, uh, just looking nice. I always just really took pride in that, I guess you could say. I used to wear dresses. I never really wore a high heel. It was about like maybe that was the highest heel that I ever wore, was like this. I never really wore a high heel. I didn't really like to wear a high heel. Taylor did and still does because she's short. She's only 5'2", and she wants to appear taller, so she likes to wear heels. But I never did like to wear heels. They always hurt my feet so bad once I wore them all day. Um, but I used to go to the tanning bed. I used to wear all kind of jewelry, anklets, rings, necklaces, earrings. I mean, I did it all. But I never really thought I was vain. But I look back at pictures now and I think, I wasn't a bad looking woman. I No wonder, James. My goodness, I was not bad looking at all. Which I never was the type of person that thought I was all that great looking. You know what I'm saying? Um, but we grew up in a household that we wasn't told, "Oh, you're beautiful, you're pretty, you can do this, you can." We wasn't brought up like that. Oh, thank you. Of course I'm pretty. You're my twin. What are you talking about? We're twins. Of course we're beautiful. But there's Ellen. Hey Ellen, how are you? I know I say this each time Ellen comes in, but y'all need to check out her devotions that she has um each day that she puts them out. They really are good. Um I listen to her and Uniques by the Creek. Terry puts out a short devotion. Oh, Josie, you're so sweet. Y'all, I want to tell y'all something. And Josie mentioned this on her auction. I realized that we were on the phone a long time, about a week or so ago, but we stayed on the phone 3.5 hours. And let me tell you, there was not a pause between the conversation that she and I had. You would think that Josie and I have been friends for like forever. Forever. Because we did not stop and have to think about what we were going to say to each other. I mean, we went from one conversation, and when I say conversation, this isn't one of talking about people and gossiping and it wasn't anything like that because I don't really care for those conversations. Now, if I have a conversation, hold on a minute, doing mostly well, I'm trying to fix my thumbnails. I used the wrong or something when I scheduled them. Oh, used the wrong calendar. Oh, bless your heart. Oh, I'm always afraid to put up a thumbnail because I think something's wrong with it. Um, so when I'm having a conversation, that's the way I am with my sisters and kids. I know it's just amazing how you can just you're not short. You can just talk. I think Josie didn't realize just how much I could carry on a conversation with somebody on the phone. Well, she knows how much I can talk. Hey, Ron, how are you? So when I'm on the phone with somebody, not just Josie, and a person's name comes up, okay, and I want to say something directed toward the person that we're discussing. I want to make sure that it's information that's not coming from somebody else, but it's factual information. Now, to me, and y'all can say I'm splitting hairs or I'm just making things up or whatever, but I don't think if you're talking facts about someone that you're actually gossiping about them. When you connect, and Miss Josie is so kind and so open. I know she's easy and fun to chat with on the phone. Oh yeah, she's awesome, awesome. I can talk to Josie about anything, and she would not be surprised at what I said, or she wouldn't be afraid to respond in any way to me. I mean, she would not just sugarcoat it because it was me. She would flat out be honest about anything that I ask her about. That's what I love in a friend. It just like Claudette or even you, Ellen. If I got on the phone with either one of you, I know you all would not just sugarcoat things because I wanted to hear them. That's what I believe a true friend is a person that tells you, um, oh, there's my brother. Oh my goodness, the costume jeweler. There's my brother who I can talk on the phone with him. And it's just like talking to, oh, I miss you too. Uh, he and I can sit on the phone and talk a long time also. He is amazing. He does live shows. He has videos. He is actually doing his second Airbnb in Texas. Yeah, I think so. And he's at decorating it right now. But he is amazing. Y'all got to get to know the costume jeweler. He is the same on camera, off camera. You could not meet a better person. I cannot sing his praises enough. I wish I could see him. I didn't get to see him this year, but I'm making up for it next year. But CJ, you I know you are tired. I know you are. After that work I saw that you did in the office where your second Airbnb is going to be, and I saw where you hung all that stuff, you have got to be exhausted. But what you have to know about CJ's exhaustion, it's not like everybody else's exhaustion. This guy is like the Energizer Bunny. I mean, he can go on for hours and hours and hours, and you're like, is he ever going to slow down? Is he ever going to slow down? And he's just that way. Oh, Thelma gets there tomorrow having a cookout. Oh, I'm so jelly. James promises me that he's taking me to see CJ in Texas. It's only a 5-hour drive, maybe 5.5 hours when he's in Texas. Now, when he's in Florida at his Florida home, it's like 8 or 9. But when he's in Texas, it's like 5.5. Oh, I saw where you was asking people if they had an auger. Is that what you was asking them? That's the thing that digs the hole, right? The hole. He's planting trees. Well, he's actually planted trees on his property. I think he's replacing some of them because a few of them didn't make it. I think that's what he's doing. He can correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, but this he never stops. He never stops. Never. He has so much energy. I hope Tim is doing good since his surgery. I hope he is. Has he started physical therapy yet? Oh no, only 6 out of 70 made it. Oh, bless your heart. He has a beautiful home in Texas, and he does videos about it sometimes. He has shown the inside and the outside. Oh, he's in physical therapy. I hope that all of it goes well for him. Tell him I was thinking about him. But anyway, oh, I know you do. I know it. The place in Texas that he has is where he grew up. His parents and his home place was there, and they originally wanted to redo his home, the house that he grew up in, but it was too far gone. They couldn't redo that house, so they tore that house down. And guess what he has? Fresh well water. And if any of you all have ever tasted fresh well water, you do not want to go back to what we drink today. It is amazing. This stuff, you can understand why people didn't mind drinking water back then. And they loved it. Like, oh, just give me a glass of water. It has such a good taste. I can't explain it. If you've never drank well water, you don't really know what I'm talking about. I do, and I still drink it from the hose too. Whale water. No, whale. Like dig a hole. But but yeah, he's amazing. Y'all need to check his channel out. When's your next sale, CJ? When are you doing a next live another live sale? Oh, you have a well, Susie? Oh, then you know what I'm talking about, Josie. You know exactly. Most peeps in rural areas have well water. Yes, filtered by Mother Nature. Exactly. Doug and I have had well water most of our lives. We didn't live far from where the bottle Bowling Springs, and we are so happy we drilled a well here. Yes. I mean, people don't think it's any difference, but it is a total different thing. Oh, Sunday, August 17th. Gotcha. Gotcha. So, if anybody you ever go to somebody's place and they say they have well water, don't be afraid of it. Accept it and say, yes, I would love to try it. Sisters bond easily. Agreed. Yes, we have a mountain spring, but sometimes the unfiltered spigot has a sulfur smell. Yeah, 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 yeah. You have to watch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be good. That would be real good, CJ. Oh, yeah, Susie, I agree. I'm playing around with thumbnails now. Y'all, y'all, I don't know. Hey, Jessica, welcome in, girly. Thank you for sharing my video out. Um, I don't know if I don't want to think that I'm lazy. I've never been afraid of trying anything. I just don't understand why I'm not wanting to wrap my head and get really interested in thumbnails. You know, and which I'm not creative, so I don't know how to like create things, but the program that I have, you don't really have to be creative. All you have to do is be able to find one you like and insert different things. So it's not like I got to come up with anything. I just hadn't got to the point where I'm that interested in it. But I do know this. A friend of mine who lives near me is she's going to come by and visit, and she went to school for computers. So I'm going to get her to go on that program, and you are all natural. Um CJ, you're so funny. Uh and go over it with me and kind of show me some shortcuts. Josie, bless her heart, she would help me all she could, but I'm not going to ask Josie. This woman is so busy. I mean, she's got something, I think, every day this week that she's doing. And plus, she works for her son on Wednesdays now. I mean, and Josie can make great thumbnails. She is really, really good with it. And she made the one for our Calm Before the Storm show. Josie made that. I mean, it's just, and Ella's good at making thumbnails. CJ, I mean, people that know how to do them are really good at doing them. But this chick right here, and it's not that I'm don't have the brain for it. I just go make you some sausage and biscuits. That sounds good. I had a biscuit for breakfast this morning. A biscuit and a breakfast pork chop. That's what I had. That was probably why I was love you, CJ. Talk to you this afternoon. Oh, that's probably why I was so late. It's because I stopped and cooked breakfast. Oh, you don't make the thumbnails? I thought you did, CJ. Okay, CJ don't. I misspoke. Um, he's so funny. But I just don't have a desire to do thumbnails. But like I said, I'm not going to bother people to make my thumbnails for me because I'm like, they'll probably think, take a picture and use. Yes, I've done that before. Thank you, Jessica. Um, because people think she ought to be able to make her own thumbnails, and yes, I should. I mean, I feel like I'm educated enough to know how to learn how to do it, if nothing else. But it's just not something I'm interested in. I know that sounds so bad, especially somebody that has a YouTube channel. You would think, I'd want to be able to make thumbnail for this, and I do. But I'm just telling you, I hope she can break it down to me because I'm a visual learner. Look at Josie. Angie, you can ask me anytime. Look at her. And she always says, Angie, you can call me anytime, day or night, no matter what time it is. She always tells me. And I know she's telling the truth. I know she is. Um, Johnny has all the videos to show you how to do anything, Angie. He's a good teacher. I know how to dust, but I'm not interested in it at all. There you go. That's a good point, Ellen. Yeah, I didn't think about that, Claudette, but I imagine he does have a videos on all that stuff. But I don't know. I should just discipline myself and learn it. I really should. I should just discipline, just say, Angie, learn this. I like playing with graphics. It's like coloring, but I often want to pay for things and I'm not willing to pay. Yes, yes, exactly. So what are y'all doing today? Okay, so I think Josie, are you going to be on Johnny's today? Or is he already started? I don't even know if he's already started. Maybe Josie's not on Johnny's today. What are you doing today, Susie? Ellen? What are y'all doing? Claudette? I know Claudette's going to be in auctions later on because I'll see her. Christina, what are you doing? I'm so glad to see Christina. I have been missing her so much. I mean, I miss people when they don't come in. I really do. I'm on my channel. Oh, okay. Okay. So when are you on with Johnny? Next week? Thumbnails, invoices, descriptions, updates, and hopefully uploading a couple of critter videos. I love your critter videos. You know that. Oh, next week. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought she was too. I can't keep up with it. I already drove an Amish lady to the bank and eye doctor. I need to take her to get glasses too. You are such a good neighbor, Susie. You are awesome. I wish you were my neighbor. I wish all y'all were my neighbor. Y'all would take me anywhere. I know y'all would. Y'all would drive me anywhere, especially after I get my van. Y'all be glad to get behind the wheel and us go anywhere we wanted to go because I could just wheel up in it. Yeah, Christina, well water is awesome. I have a couple of new patio pets, Angie. I think you'll like one of them. All right, well, you make a video. You know I'm going to watch it, Ellen. You know I'm going to watch it. Oh, I would love to meet Amish people. Anything eccentric. Susie talked about this on their Tuesday night crafting, which I don't know if y'all know this, but uh Dawn Southern Finds, Yarn Again, Susie Woozy, they take turns doing a Tuesday night crafting session on their channel. And I don't even know what I'm doing with the peaches. Um and Susie was talking about eccentric people. And I know I've talked about this before. The more eccentric, the more I like to be around that person. It just mesmerizes me that somebody could be so different. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some that are so far out there that there is not enough line on a rod and reel that will reel this person in. And that type of person, it takes a lot for me to be around. Now, there is a boundary that I get to that I will say no, I've had enough. But go visit an Amish farm. Many are open to the public and really interesting to check out. Oh, if I was close to Amish people, I would go do that, but there's no Amish people around where I live. But the ones that are so far out there that you can't throw a rod and reel out there to reel them in, I don't dislike them, but I can't be around them because they make me real nervous. But we live near an Amish people, and they are such good people and very trusting. We would leave our cash for the eggs. We would leave our cash for the eggs. We would, but they weren't even when they wasn't even at home. Oh wow! Around here, they are only open if they sell products or produce. If there are Amish people in Mississippi, I don't know about it. I mean, I don't know of any. I don't even know why they would come to Mississippi. I don't understand why anybody would come to Mississippi unless they were born here. I mean, I really don't, which I don't dislike my state. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But um, I just went to a greenhouse and they said it was self checkout. What? Oh my gosh. Y'all know this is the first year that Amish people voted. I went to Clarksdale for the blues music. Oh, I love blues music. Okay, don't judge me on this, but I'm going to tell y'all something. I like bluegrass music. Okay. My cousin and I both, which I didn't know he enjoyed bluegrass music until he and I got to talking. My cousin Bo, they called us Bonnie and Clyde, whatever. I should have known that he liked bluegrass music, but we never really talked about it. So somehow or another, bluegrass music, I went to Clarksdale for the blues. Oh, in Mississippi. Yes. Yes, we're famous for blues music. If you were in Clarksdale, you were about 2.5 hours from me. Yeah, we could have met because you were only about 2.5 hours from me, Susie. Um, but I love bluegrass music, and which I love all types of music except one type. And don't get upset with me when I tell y'all the type that I don't like, and that's opera. I mean, oh my gosh, when they hit that high pitch, and I know it's because the way it sounds to me in my ear. I don't do well with high pitch things. There was a lady that sang in our choir at church, and she had a soprano voice. I guess it went as high as a soprano voice would go. I don't know. And if I think she just went that high on some of it to try to impress everybody, but it didn't do anything but depress me. Because every time she would hit that high soprano note, I know my face told the entire story of how I felt about her doing that. And I sang in the choir. And I couldn't help it that my face was making all these, mm, you know, that kind of thing. We used to do the stages for Tommy Castro's band on American Blues Music Band. He has awards and get to watch for free. Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. So when she would hit this certain key, and I sit on the front row in the choir, like the way we divided our choir up, it was altos like going up this way, and then it was soprano. No, it was a first sopranos, second sopranos, and then the men sat on the back row. Uh, opera is my favorite. I also don't love heavy. Now I don't really care for heavy metal either, but bye Jessica. Thank you for dropping by. Um, and I think it's because Matt cannot take high pitched sounds. My son, Lincoln, and Berkeley cannot take high pitched uh sounds. And I don't know why we're like that. Um, I have a friend who was a blues harmonica player and was in Blues Hall of Fame. I miss her. Oh, that's awesome. Um, anyway, getting back to the opera. There are some that I would love to go see. You know, I don't I like a good opera. You know what I'm saying? But it's just when they get into that, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. But when I would sit there in choir and this lady would hit that high note in that soprano, I would be like, I mean, I know my face was showing it. And I know everybody in the congregation is like, what's wrong with Angie? What's going on with Angie? This face she's making. I love the harmonica. My dad used to play it and I tap dance. Oh my goodness, you a tap dancer, Claudette? Awesome. That is amazing. See there, I didn't know that about you. She passed, and I have some of her harmonicas. I took them to Clarksdale, kind of like a tribute. Oh, that's so sweet, Susie. That is so sweet. Well, I was back then. Oh, I would have loved to see it. Loved to have seen it. See, you never know what somebody's past is. That's why I say we all should tell stories about the things we used to do because it's just amazing that it's like right now, my children look at me sometimes when I start telling a story when they were here. You know, we that James and I had a life before they were born. I mean, we were married 4.5 years before we had Matt. So of course we dated and we did things and we went places and this and that. And we start telling stories and their eyes just get like this, like, what? And they can't imagine us doing those things. Not that it was anything bad, but there's some things you can't picture your parents doing, you know? Oh, wonderful. I hope it works out, Christina. Tell her good luck. Good luck. Oh, that's not allowed, Angie. And geez, don't kiss in front of them. Oh, I know. Oh, and what James and I always do, like the last time, I don't know if y'all saw the picture at Easter when we had the entire family there. And James says, this is what we're going to say when they start to take the picture. He said, do you want to say it or do you want me to say it? And I said, well, what is it? And he's like, I'm going to say, or you're going to say, look at how big our family have grown. And if it hadn't have been for me and your mom, none of this would have happened. And I know that our children's face would have turned 3 shades of red. Because anytime we start talking about that subject in front of our children, and I'm talking about in a roundabout way, I'm not talking about in a direct way. They start saying, la 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 la, putting their fingers up to their ears, la 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 la. They don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear us insinuating anything about that being a part of our life, or stop talking about that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know. It's just so funny to me. My husband loves music and takes up bass lessons. I make noise on the. Oh, I didn't know that, Susie. I just came out as gay and I'm worried about the feedback I receive from everyone. Well, Nick, welcome in for one thing. And second of all, don't worry about that. As long as you're being true to you and who you are, it all is going to work out. It's all going to work out. I'm not saying you're not going to feel some pain, but being true to yourself is going to feel so free that you're not even going to worry about what others think. And if you lose friends that you had before that, then it wasn't meant to be. But welcome in. I think it's very brave of you to do that. A lot of people never do that in their entire life. I think it's brave to come forth with anything that you feel like you have to be ashamed of, within reason. Now, there's some things that I don't agree with that goes on that I would not want someone to tell me that they do, especially when it involves children. Leave the children out of it. And when you become a consenting adult, then you basically can make choices and do what you want to do, but don't involve innocent children. Don't. I draw the line there. No children. That's when I really have an issue, is when people try to involve children in adult situations. I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. But anyway, has Johnny started his auction yet? I don't know if he has or not. Because see, I'm Central Time. I'm pretty sure he has. Claudette, do you know? I think he probably has. Okay. Well, I'm gonna cut it short. Today I have loved having y'all here. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thanks for listening to me. Yeah. Go watch my video. Don't forget about, oh my goodness. There she is, the girl that made me laugh from the gut. She cooks and roasts. Crazy. Love her. Check her channel out. She's amazing. Love the chick. Check out mine and Josie's Calm Before the Storm tomorrow night on my channel. And watch my video that I put out. And leave a comment after this is over with. And I'll see you on those YouTube streets. Bye, neighbor.